All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Chris. I run a Web3 strategy lab for music artists and labels, where I create strategies to guide successful music NFT drops. And I also do a German music NFT podcast, trying to gather over some of the momentum that is building around the globe, maybe to a German audience. If you stay till the end, there's a music NFT strategy canvas, the first one that I'm releasing today. And I will be giving it out via POAP, or you can go on my profile on Twitter at DeLoreanChris, and I will send it to you in a DM. All right. So, yeah, I want to talk about buying physical music and talking about it, build relationships, right? So we've got the social aspect of record stores. They were hubs in the past where music enthusiasts were gathering and they were interacting with each other. You could get recommendations on music. You were building relationships and you shared your passion, basically, because music at the end of the day is culture, right? It made new friends. You were part of a clique. You traded music in school, for instance. You laughed, you cried, you were happy. So it sounds corny, but music is there when no one else is at the end of the day. And when we take a look at the development that is taking place, there's less music stores now, and which also means less social interactions. And that's impacting how people are actually connecting with music. So we've got this tangibility aspect that I want to put some light on. We've got vinyl and CD. They've got a very tactile quality, and they contribute to a deeper connection with music. And we've got the valuation of music, which has changed, right? Streaming is very affordable, and the perceived value may have diminished over time. Owning a physical album was an investment. It was both financially and emotionally. And I think, I'm not talking about us in the room because we're all connected to music in some way, but music in general, I think, is not on our minds so much anymore. We're not talking about it. We're not discovering artists. We're not connecting with artists in the same way that we used to when there was the record stores at their peak. But I think we can change that, and there's a basic human need to connect, which is ingrained basically in our DNA. And when we go back to the tangibility and value aspect that I just talked about in physical music, NFTs, they're digital, right? But they've got a form of tangibility to them by representing a unique, verifiable asset on the blockchain. And that sort of like instills a sense of value and appreciation, much like comparing it to physical records and collectibles. And you've also got the social aspect, right? So if you hold an NFT, that also automatically opens the door for social interaction with music enthusiasts in the digital sphere. And we've got the marketplaces and the communities. You know, you can showcase your collections, you can trade items, you can discuss shared interests. And this is sort of like the social experience that we had at record stores and collector groups. Now, if we take a look at the collectors market, which is 426 billion a year, and the music market is 26.2 billion, people collect a lot of odd things. They collect air sickness bags, they collect celebrity hair, hot sauce, toilet paper, hotel door hangers, so anything in that perspective. So if people are actually connecting these kind of items, we gotta be honest with other music. There's room for music to be a collectible in the future. Because NFTs, they can really help tie a more intimate bond with music. So this is a screenshot from an artist, Lack Honey, I think he's called Ally now, that dropped an NFT. How I look at it is Spotify, this is like the fast food for our ears, right? But NFTs, they're the soul food that nourishes the creative spirit. And collecting NFTs, they can evoke the same emotional investment, sort of, as collecting physical records. You feel that same strong connection, and there's a sort of sense of attachment and pride also attached to it. Now, what I just talked about, that picture, you can also become a verified member of the community, right? That shit doesn't happen in Web 2, that an artist reaches out to you after you do the mint right away and says, wow, thank you so much for supporting me. That's just unheard of. You know, most of the time, artists do not know if you bought an album unless you tell them, or you go to a concert and you go up to them. They don't know you exist. This is fine for the majority that is just consuming music via streaming, but for the super fans, they want more. They want a deeper connection. Now, NFTs, they can also become a valuable piece of history, right? If artists become more popular, their work is also more sought after, and the demand exclusivity of early NFTs, they can also increase over time, which boosts also, yeah, them as a piece of history and a music memorabilia. So I've got this one story that I want to tell. So I bought this album from Eric the Viking. It's a soundtrack from the 90s, a movie soundtrack, and I bought it for $25. It has an autograph on it. There's a whole backstory around it. A guy went to a movie premiere and got it autographed by Terry Jones, who is now deceased, part of Monty Python, the comedian group. But I feel like this has got to be worth more than $25, and now it's very complicated to go online and trace it on eBay and make out what the actual scarcity is, unless you're a pro collector. So what that means is NFTs can turn this upside down, because you can actually take the rarity and you can feel it, you know what it is. So providing scarcity is a lot easier for digital assets compared to physical ones. And we're also moving from storytelling to story living, right? Beyond collecting, we can collaborate, and collaborating has really changed over time. Social media has dramatically changed that. NFTs can accelerate it also a lot more, right? In traditional advertising, you tell a story, and in community building, you build a story with NFTs. I'm gonna skip this one. This is a nice activation from Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park that he did. There was a 4-year-old girl with his dad actually interacting with his experience and building their own song. And what I also believe is going to happen, AI will fuel creativity and NFTs will document it. So I'm generally excited about AI and what it will do for the creativity of artists. Just think about one example. An artist releases an NFT and there's a personalized version for an holder as a golden egg. So there's a company called Digitrax who does ethical AI. So they strike deals with artists and they help them reimagine their music through AI. And artists can gift it as holders, like to holders based on their preference, right? So that's a special gift, and especially if that artist lets holders also use the IP. And I'm running out of time, unfortunately, but what I want to draw some attention to use, over the last 12 months, we've seen a lot of successful NFT drops in this space, Sammy, TK, Violetta, and they all have different things in common: goals, purpose, different NFT assets, a great team, a compelling story, a strategy, and a creative utilities. So I developed this music NFT strategy canvas, which is sort of like a step-by-step blueprint for creating a drop addressing all the aspects that I just mentioned. If you want to get it for free, you can follow me on Twitter at DeLoreanChris and interact with my pinned tweet, and I will send it to you in a DM, or you can also come up to me and claim the POAP. Thank you so much.